All right, so I was just in this situation recently where the band that I play with needed me to play an electronic drum set. And, initially it's like, yeah, no problem. I play electronic drums all the time, whatever, but the thing was, I'm not going to play this kit that you guys see on my channel all the time. And I told them that, and luckily one of the guitarists had an older Roland drum set. So I was a little bit worried just because, it's the guitarist drum set. And if you guys ever go over to like a practice spot or invited over somewhere, yeah, we got a drum set, it's all set up. You're good to go, man. Yeah, you come in and play. You might be walking into like the worst scenario of your life. You might be sitting on bricks. So I was a little bit worried. I'm just kind of like, can you bring it by and I'll set it up? And, it wasn't in great shape. When it showed up, I was a little bit worried. I'm like, man, I don't even know if anything is going to work in this thing. Cables, and it was dirty, and that's all besides the point. I got it all set up, and it just made me think about this video. If this was my drum set, what would I do? What would I upgrade if I had an older, smaller, base model type drum set that, I'm going to be gigging out with. I'm going to be holding on to it and putting some money into it. And there's some options that you guys have. You can upgrade pads, obviously, get some bigger sizes, because this is really small. The snare especially, I think, is like an 8-inch pad or something. Like it's small, so that was the first thing that I thought of. I'm like, I could bring in, my buddy's got like a 12-inch Elise's DM snare. That would be great. But what happened with this kit was the module didn't have the power adapter, and the guy didn't have it, and I wasn't going to buy one. So you guys can see where I'm kind of going with this. I would upgrade the module. And before you guys say, oh, well, that's so expensive, and that's like the last thing that you should do because it's so expensive and a pad will make such a big difference. But I want you to hear these playing examples just for a little bit, and then I want to explain why I really feel like this is the best route to go if you have a scenario like this, an older kit with smaller pads, and you want to upgrade it. So let's check this out real quick, and we'll talk about it after. All right, so the first thing I have to point out is, man, does Roland make some high quality pads in general. I mean, they're not all perfect, right? But for the most part, these pads got to be like 15 years old. This is a Roland TD-6 base model kit that seemed like it took a beating of its life and then got left out in the rain in the garage or something like that, left down the river or something. The bass drum pad had like melted in things, and it wasn't in great shape, but it triggers great, right? And, I guess back to the point of the video, hopefully you guys can see from those clips that I was having a pretty good time playing this drum set, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that it was only because the sounds were freaking awesome, and it didn't machine gun, and everything just sounded great. And where I'm getting at with this is, you might want to upgrade a snare pad or the kick drum, and those will make a big difference in the playing experience. But you know what makes the biggest difference is the sounds. Because when I was playing this kit with good sounds, you know, I didn't feel like I wanted to upgrade the snare anymore. Well, okay, I wanted to upgrade it, okay, but when I'm playing it, I didn't think about it. You know, it just sounded great and it felt natural to play. The kick drum was super low and punchy. You know, you're just thinking about the sounds and how good everything sounds and how natural it feels to play. You know, when you turn the module off, you'll look at the small dinky kit that you have sitting there. But the point is, when you're playing it, that's not what you're thinking about, and you can just enjoy yourself playing drums. All right, so I hope you guys got something useful out of this video. I really appreciate it if you made it to the end, and I'll see you guys very soon.